But Derek, you can't do that every year. No fucking shit. No fucking shit, you can't do that every year. I didn't say you could do that every year. But you know what?
I'm really enjoying the consultation calls with Derek because they give me a very good insight in his views on the current affairs, and he has like a very interesting perspective, like a new perspective that a lot of people don't think of. So I think that that's very cool. Clarify and put in perspective a lot of things in my life. He's very attentive in the questions, and if you ask something intelligent in the week's topic, he'll definitely go out of his way to answer. I think that that's really good, being able to have that direct interaction with someone who is doing so well and get their input in that. And also I learn a lot from the questions of other people, because there are things that sometimes I don't even think of. So you hear them asking that, it's like, wow, that's really interesting intake. So that's something really cool.
Well, listen, I had never invested in the market until, maybe, like 6-7 months ago?
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, 6-7 months ago. I had never bought a stock, didn't know what options were, didn't know nothing about foreign exchange market, cryptocurrency. I didn't really know any of that. I was very ignorant. And then it was one time you were in New York, right? And you started explaining to me about the market and and showing me how you've been making so much money. And I knew that, Derek has a degree in finance, an MBA in finance, right, from University of Chicago. And so, like, if I'm listening to somebody, I'm listening to my boy, right? And he started explaining to me, but then showing me some of the money he had been making. And I was like, listen, Derek, you listen to me good. I need you to tell me how to do this, right? And he set me down and really explained it to me, and I started investing in the market. And I also went through Derek's money market masters course, the last session. And while I was still investing, and I did really well in the market. You guys see it on my Instagram. You see, like, I've done really well. I made over $200,000 in the last like 7 months, just off. You know what I'm saying? Just off in the market, and that's why I was like, listen, next time you do one of these, my people have been asking me how to do it. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I'm not the guy you should ask. You don't come to me. I'll bring Derek, right? Or next time Derek's in New York, maybe we can get together and we can explain it to you. That's what my audience has been asking me,
Yeah, Brandon invited me as a guest speaker to speak to his mentoring group recently, a few days ago. And I had a really fun time chatting with them. And then a lot of people have been asking me about finance. And, I get DMs. I got a whole lot of followers on Instagram, so I get a lot of DMs. How do I make money? What do you think about crypto? What do you think about Forex? What do you think about this, that? Do I want to be a trader or an investor, and so on? So I'm going to clarify some of those things for you today. And we're going to do a lot of questions later. So while we go through, I'm going to show you a presentation. And while we go through that, I want you writing down intelligent questions. Questions that are going to be useful to others here. Not dumbass questions. If you aren't sure if you're a dumbass, you probably are. And it is my intention to offend a few of you. I don't want to hang out with the wrong people. One of the most important rules in business is you can't spend time with the wrong people. One of the most important rules in life, you got to spend time just with the right people, not with those other people. So again, the type of things I'm going to talk about is for somebody who's serious about creating wealth, understands that real wealth, a lot of wealth, is going to take a period of time to do that. And really, I think is, if not a goal of yours to have $1 million, I mean, I don't know, man, just go fumble around by yourself. If it ain't a goal of yours to have at least $1 million, like, I had nothing, and I had $1 million when I was in my late 20s. And Brandon made his first $1 million in similar time. I'm 41 right now. I made a lot of money since then. I made $1 million this week. I made more than $1 million this week, almost two. That's a fact. So this is for people that are serious. That you want to make at least $1 million. And the people write me and say, Derek, I'm from this other country. Motherfucker, do I have to be from America? No, you don't have to be from America. But Derek, I'm from this country. It's not possible. Bullshit. A fucking Martian. If you were a fucking Martian with a good Wi-Fi connection, you got access to global markets on Earth. It's a global market. It's not the fucking U.S. economy. It's not the European economy. It's the global economy. It's a global market. And when you start learning how the global market works, how the pieces fit together, then you can start creating good wealth. real wealth. You don't have to be from a first world country. You don't have to be from a privileged family. You don't have to be from anything in particular. You could be a fucking Martian, but if you're serious and you're willing to learn some principles, we can help you make a lot of fucking money over time. Why do you care about global markets? Who cares, Derek? No, I don't care. Man, if you then stay poor, But a couple of reasons you might care. A couple of reasons, So for those of you that don't know me well, you're about to get to know me better. You might want to know that I'm on Entrepreneurship magazine. They wrote about me recently. They had some pretty flattering things to say.
It said some kind words about you, man.
Yahoo Finance also, saying, renowned wealth coach, Derek Moneyberg, being a tough love mentor. They didn't say that Derek Moneyberg's always nice. They didn't say that Derek Moneyberg always says sweet things. So if you're easily offended, that's unfortunate. But Hope Living has some dope shit to say recently. Yahoo News. There's a lot of global publications. So again, you don't have to be from America to get this money.
You're talking about you in London? The newspapers in London?
Yeah, in Jerusalem.
In Jerusalem.
I was flattered by that. I'm half Jewish by heritage. I'm 50% Jewish, 25% Native American. Now the Native Americans ain't said shit about me yet.
Yeah.
And they got some of that casino money, so so let's see about that. But grab my other computer quick as well. And then Singapore. This is, Asia. They got nice things to say in Asia as well. International Business Times in Singapore. So, the people that they're thinking about, you got to be from this country. That you don't. People saying nice things all around the world, man. People got nice things to say all around the world. So, don't feel like wherever you're from, don't worry about that. Worry about, are you a focused person? Are you a serious person? Are you willing to do the things that are necessary to learn the fundamentals, learn the principles that are actually going to help you do something with your life, actually going to help you have a premier life? And if it ain't a goal of yours, if it ain't important to do that, then you ain't going to do it. It ain't going to happen by accident. So, some other areas, that my team suggests we call this, why am I winning so hard? Recently, I got my ClickFunnels award. I actually earned several of those, but they have it for 1 million and 10 million. And my business didn't make 10 million this year, but I did make a hell of a lot more than one. That's a couple months effort,
Congratulations on that.
We recently hit over 500,000 people. I got my verification on Instagram. I got over 500,000 followers on Instagram. And, when the world was normal, and soon it'll be back to normal again, we did amazing events. We had following all around the world. That we have amazing live events, and I look forward to seeing you people at some of those live events again in the future. So if you don't understand business, if you don't understand how to evaluate a business, just forget about it. If you think you're going to be a trader, I'll make fun of some of this trading in a little bit. But if you think you're just like, I'm just going to be a trader and money's going to magically appear out of nowhere, it's like, no, but it's not. That's just not how it is. So, a couple things. I also mentioned, I had my first $1 million in my late 20s, just after my 29th birthday, actually. And I was kind of bummed about that. I always say it was a few days after my 29th birthday. And, if I would have worked a little bit differently, I could have done that before I was 29. You might start off poor and you got to have a job to get by. And you might have to do that for years. But, I think part of being a mature adult is to transition from your job to entrepreneurship, being a successful entrepreneur. And then part of being a successful entrepreneur, you got to be making enough money that you ain't even spending it all. Yeah. At some point, you're making so much money, you ain't even spending it all. And what are you going to do with that money? Fucking spend it on dumbass shit? Fucking maybe invest it and let your money start making money for you.
Have your money working for you.
Yeah.
Right? Instead of you working for the money.
So it's fine. If you start off working for money, that's totally fine.
Yeah, that's respectable.
It's normal.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah. But long term, you want your fucking money making money for you. You want every one of your dollars should be out there like a good soldier, like a good employee, getting you a return, putting more money in your pocket.
Every dollar should be out, bring some more dollars back for daddy.
Well said.
It should be out there on the track, getting daddy some more money.
It's similar as when my conversations with Richard Thaler back in the day. He Nobel Prize winner and esteemed finance boss. He never said it in quite those words, but I think that was his intention.
Yeah, I think that's what he was getting at. I'm paraphrasing.
That's what he was trying to make. So, look, I spent my life traveling around. I helped a lot of people with a lot of things, but I help people with their dating lives, their relationships. I help a lot of people with their finances. But, it's my goal in the future that I'd like to help more people that have some of those struggles that I grew up with, some of those struggles that Brandon grew up with. I'd like to help more people overcome that. I can only help somebody that wants to help themselves. I can't help somebody that don't want to help themselves. But I look forward to that. In the last year, this is a screenshot right out of my account. And in the last year, from December 31st till December 31st, 2019 to 2020, I more than tripled that account. I made 240%. I made 240%. That means for every dollar, I got $3.40 back.
That's fantastic.
In a year's time. And really all that shit happened, really in March onwards. Really in March onwards. So my account was down for that matter. In January, February, when things were falling off, my account was down in the first 10 weeks of the year. And despite that, in a year's time, I got all those losses back. And we've had a fantastic, fantastic profit. And, there's some people out there, there'll be somebody that's, educated that enough that they understand finance, accounting, et cetera, and say, well, Derek, you can't do that every year. No fucking shit. No fucking shit, you can't do that every year. I didn't say you could do that every year. But you know what? A normal return, you see that little tiny green chart, that little bar, the little tiny green bar that says 18.4%? That's what the S&P did. That was an average return. For people who were invested, that was an average return. That little tiny one you can barely see down there next to my big, thick blue one. And, I took a lot less risk than some of you might think. For those of you that understand finance or, statistics, I took a lot less risk than a lot of you might think. There's a hell of a lot of science behind, how I was able to do that, some of the things I've done. And, look, in my Moneyberg Markets Mastery course, we're going to spend 10 weeks together. We're going to spend 200 hours together talking about this. So I can answer some of your questions about it in just a bit here, but I just want to, I don't try to impress you, but I do want to impress upon you that, if you're settling for a mediocre return, you're really selling yourself short. You're not doing yourself a favor. You're not doing yourself a favor. You're really not. Somebody here says, the COVID crash presented such an unfair advantage. Yeah, be on the right side. When there's an unfair advantage, be on the right side so you can take advantage of it. Be on the right side of that so you can take advantage of it. Don't be a dumbass. You know what's really unfair? When somebody's such a dumbass that there's an unfair opportunity available for them and then they don't fucking take advantage of it.
Yeah.
If you didn't like this video, please feel free to unfollow. My clients and I celebrate when the wrong person leaves our lives. But if you did like this video, if you're a person that's dedicated to success, dedicated to a better life, make sure you like and subscribe. I have a lot more to share with you. I look forward to seeing you at one of my live events in the future or as a client on one of my paid mentoring programs.